I use drugs and sex to try to validate myself, and I don't have any purpose in life. And
why are you describing me? We're changing up question of the day for 2020. In honor of 2020, it's time for question of the day 2.0, where we're going to get out of the studio and onto the street and meet the people who make LA the wonderful, diverse, perverse universe that it is. And today I met Zach, who's focusing on living a positive life. What's your name?
Zach.
Zach, and where are you from?
Pretty much Nevada.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been in LA?
Off and on about 4 years, probably.
Okay, so our question, everybody says all these wonderful things about LA, but what's not to like about LA?
I don't know.
You like LA? There's nothing not to like about LA?
No, I just have so many negative things to say, and I feel so terrible about myself right now, and I'm trying to figure out how much of that is LA and how much is me, and so it's funny that you're asking me something, basically asking me to tap into my negativity, which I do on a regular basis, you know, and it's just ironic because I've been trying to tell myself this whole morning, don't be negative, but if I was gonna put on that hat for a minute, what's not to like about LA? Obviously the flakiness, people get really flaky.
So do you think people in LA are more flaky than other places?
Well, let me put it this way. I've been in LA and I've been like, probably, but I think the way I feel about myself is I'm shallow, vain, flaky. I'm not living for anything in particular. I'm selfish. So
you're a movie star?
No. I use drugs and sex to try to validate myself, and I don't have any purpose in life. And
why are you describing me?
And I don't handle any of my responsibilities, and I have very few responsibilities to begin with, you know?
So is LA actually a good place to do that then? Do you feel like you can be enabled in LA to do that more than other places?
Somewhat, yeah. The weather. I know people who haven't even been on food stamps here or general relief where you get $200 cash a month because they can just exist, you know, they exist at a low level, but it's easy enough here, especially like some of them are, you know, attractive women. They can just, there's always someone who's going to give them some meth, you know, and it's not even worth their time to go get food stamps because for whatever reason.
The meth and you're not hungry.
Yeah.
You don't need to eat. That's interesting though. So like LA, actually it's an easy city to be flaky because the weather's good, you can bum things. What about, so you're talking about, you know, being more positive and stuff. Did you make any New Year's resolutions?
Not specific ones. I'd like to quit smoking. Mm-hmm. I'd like to use a day planner more.
Wow. You mean like an actual paper day planner, like the old school kind?
Just some form of organization in my life.
Like an app kind of thing?
Yeah. That's
another question I have. If you could invent like any app, like what would you want your phone to do that it doesn't do right now? I mean, it can be like total crazy fantasy app, but just like what would be the best app ever?
Something that did good for society that I can check off that box.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That actually, yeah.
And that'd be a nice feeling for you too.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you believe in aliens?
Not really.
No.
I don't think so.
You don't think
I don't know. I don't think about it that much. I'm probably undecided on that, yeah.
What would make you believe?
Seeing them.
Have you ever met anyone that you were sort of like, I wonder if this person is maybe an alien?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we probably all have. Like, what was it about them?
A lack of emotion.
Yeah, so like android, robotic kind of.
Yeah.
They could be. I mean, it makes you wonder sometimes. You look around, like, that person could be an alien. Have you ever done online dating?
Yeah.
What's like
Lot.
what's your worst online dating experience? Are you going like, oh my God, there's so many, which one do I pick?
No, they're all just pretty unmemorable. Like I do terribly on Tinder and stuff and online dating. The majority of my matches, and not any disrespect, but they're transvestites. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just a specific one I don't really have, but I just feel like, especially women who gravitate towards online dating, they're very quick to disqualify you, throw you away, discard you, because the nature of online dating is there's this ready pool of people versus maybe someone who only wasn't online but only had 4 or 5 men in their social circle, and they wouldn't be quite so quick to throw them away.
Quick to swipe left, right? There's like a little
It's
too
more,
quick to
yeah,
swipe.
that, but also after they've swiped right, just you do one thing wrong, they see one post on your social media they don't like, and it's just like, well, next.
Do you find they kind of like cyber stalk you or check you out, like they go and check your social media and see if you posted anything they like, or they? So how
Women are very uninterested in me, in my experience. Yeah, they are.
Really?
I live in a bus. That doesn't help.
Yeah.
But even when I didn't live in a bus, I don't know. Women hide their interests a lot too, I think, though. Can't tell.
Yeah. just
Can't
too hard
tell.
to
If they are interested in you, a lot of times they won't show it, I think.
Do you think LA in general is a tough town to date in? Or do you think it's easier than like Nevada or where you were from?
For me, it's not. I mean, what I do, you probably wouldn't call dating. You know what I mean? But
Like
yeah,
hooking
it's
up?
tough because people in Santa Monica don't want to travel to West Hollywood and blah blah blah, and
So it's really about the distance in LA, right? Is it like you're looking at somebody like, ooh, check. She lives in Santa Monica. It will never ever work. Do you ever do that?
I don't.
But they
But
do.
they do to me a lot. Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, you seem great, but I'm not going to sit in traffic for an hour to have coffee with you,
Yeah.
right? Is that shallow or is that realistic?
It's probably more on the realistic side.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
Because when you think about like an hour there, an hour back, it has to be like a really good time, right?
Yeah.
Seriously, like, yeah, that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a simple one. What's your favorite comfort food?
Probably milkshakes. Yeah.
Any particular like
Vanilla.
kind? Vanilla
Yeah.
milkshake. That's kind of like going back to childhood, huh?
Yeah.
It is like a total comfort food.
Yeah.
When you got to go to the drive-in or whatever. What about the opposite? What's the worst thing you've ever eaten?
Like a fish head,
Wow. Like what kind of restaurant? Or did you cook
like
it yourself?
Korean.
Okay,
Yeah.
where it's like looking at you, the little eyes.
Yeah.
And like looking
Yeah.
up at you from the bowl. Yeah. But you ate it?
Yeah.
Wow. How was it?
It tasted bad. I didn't like
Really?
it.
But at least you try. You're adventurous. So
Yeah.
you tried it.
Yeah.
I think we did. That's all our questions, right?
That's it.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks,
Thanks
guys.
so
Appreciate
much.
it. Have a good
All
one.
right. So there you have it. A guy just struggling to make things a little bit better. And aren't we all doing that? Well, actually not me, because I'm totally selfish and I don't care if things get worse as long as my life is good. See you next time.